Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Gail here with To The Point 101. Let's talk about it. And he first loved us. And so today I am going to answer some of the questions / comments. I don't know if this is even a testimony that was left on my YouTube. I will try to get to the rest, okay? So be patient if I have not responded to you yet. But some of these are just learning experiences. And if you go onto the YouTube and you would like to leave a comment on someone else's own post, do so, but be respectful of other people's situations, okay? As they share. Like, we don't need to go under there and say something that's mean, something that will leave someone in a worse situation than what they are in. Let's put it that way. Well, Hugh Pace said, So I guess you don't know as much as I do about some people who have apologized and asked for forgiveness 1,000 times before, but nevertheless, the next went back to the same way they were before they made a deal with me. And the next day, they said, how can I get myself out of this, as happened 1,000 times before? The same old pattern. How could you forgive them when they don't tell the truth and they don't live up to their words because they are habitual liars? And I know it better than you. So how could you forgive someone that lies all the time? They really deserve someone forgiveness. People that all the time to you, they say, oh, I believe in God and God's going to make me change. But they're the same person the very next day. I believe I know them a little better than others because I have dealt with them on a personal basis. They tell me one day they care for me, and then the next day they hurt me, or mental trauma. Just after the next day, before they tell me that they care about me, they are damn liars, and I do not trust them at all, not in the least bit. And I'll tell everyone else not to trust them. So, with that being said, Hugh Pace. This is what I know. And some may know a little more than me. Some may have been through a lot more than I have. Knock on wood. I just had the, I guess, grace of not going through what different traumas that people go through that have them feeling this way. Have I been lied to? Yeah. Did it make a difference to me in the beginning? Yeah. Did I forgive right away? No. And I can recall a lie action. After you put your hand out, you house them, you feed them, you do this, you do that, and the lies that was told. I think it affects me more emotionally than, no, I'm not going to say the mentally, because really mentally, I just, if you cannot let it go and it's always on your mind and it's not sitting in your subconscious mind, but it's right there in front. It's front and center, like you're eating, you're sleeping, like you just can't believe, you just can't shake it. And really the disappointment from that person, because, it's like, man, did I just raise this person, share everything I have, and the lie to benefit, to lie on someone to benefit your lustful habits, your cheating habits. It was something to do. It was something that, it took a personal toll, because it was really someone that was close to me. And it took years. It took years. And it was not that the lie that person told, like you was more lying to yourself, and you were more lying to your spouse, which caused really this great division in the family. So with that being said, to you cheaters out there, stop cheating, okay? And when you want to cheat, stop bringing other people into your drama. Anyways, let's move past that. So, but to say that the lie was 1,000 times no. And I'm chuckling, but I feel your pain. When someone portrays you, they portray you, but they betray you. The betrayal is a lot to deal with, but my life wasn't ruined or anything, you know what I mean? Maybe the spouse's life, the children involved, and so that's why it's so important that you just try not to bring other people into your web of lies and expect the lies to keep going. At some point in time, someone's going to say, okay, enough is enough, and walk away. But you are still to forgive them. And sometimes deep down inside, you say you forgive them, but a situation will arise and you realize, but you don't realize is that saying it out of your mouth and really meaning it from the heart is two different things. I can say anything I want, but do I really mean it? So if you say to someone that you forgive them, but yet you keep bringing their past back up to them, then you really haven't forgiven them. If you say to someone, I forgive you, and you're still eating, sleeping, and drinking that pain, then you really have not forgiven that person at all. And sometimes we don't know how to forgive. Sometimes we really don't. We say, well, I would like to forgive you, but especially if you are in a relationship, if your husband or your wife is constantly cheating or committing physical, mental, or financial abuse, and you keep saying, I forgive you, 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 and they say it won't happen again, it won't happen again, it won't happen again, but yet it continued to happen. I'll just give you my take on it, okay? Because you just told me your experience, dealing with habitual liars. To me, like, I will have to pray on that. Like, I can forgive you for something, but if I'm constantly forgiving you of the same offenses, each and every time, then, I really have to take that to the Father in prayer. I have to allow the Holy Spirit to reveal to me that, is this a door that the Father has shut, and I myself continue to open that door? If the Father has shut a door for a reason, for a season, it does not matter. But if we continue to open up that door and allow someone to mentally or physically or financially abuse us, then that just means that, and I'm just speaking for myself, that you have low self-esteem. I would look at it like, you know what, my self-esteem is so low. I am looking for another human being, another person in the flesh, making the same mistakes that I am making, to really build me up, to build my world and lay my foundation around a person that is in a weakened state themselves. Then I have to forgive that person, but I have to remove myself as well. Because if I continue to forgive you and I continue to lay myself down as a doormat, then you will continue to walk over me. And that's why, to me, if you pray to the Father, you wait for the Father's answer. If you try to move on your own accord, then you are most likely to continue to make these mistakes. And I want to say, in the flesh, we can become very wicked people. We're just wicked by nature. We're sinners by nature. Our very first father and mother, Adam and Eve, were sinners. By nature, we are sinners. And if we have not come to know the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, we will continue to make mistakes of the flesh. The flesh is weak. We're bound to make mistakes. And if you've gone through some type of trauma in your life that you have never got the counseling for, you never received counseling or anything else, and you continue to carry that trauma with you, hurt people hurt people. So if you truly, truly forgive someone, then forgive them. If you are in a relationship and that person is constantly lying to you, and I'm just speaking for myself, not only am I going to take whatever the situation is to the Father in prayer, I'm going to leave it at the altar, and I'm not going to pick it back up again. I'm going to leave it there. In the process, I am going to wait for an answer. But now, in the midst of me waiting for the answer, now I just have to go back and look at a person and say, what did I miss about this person? Because see, sometimes we get into these relationships and we really truly believe that we can change a person. A person has to want to change on their own. So I will look at, well, was he or she a liar when I met them? Like, how many red flags, how many warnings did the Father actually send? How many warnings did the Holy Spirit reveal to me about this person? And I choose to ignore all the warnings that were there because I have my own trauma that I went through, my generational curses. And if I've always felt like I never had no one to love me, and now I'm building all of this into this here person when I should be building it all into the Lord, someone is going to deceive me. And sometimes Satan has ways of putting up these smoke and mirrors. He has ways to make you think like wrong is right and dark conquers light all the time. And that this here person, you need them and you can't live without them and you depend on everything. And if you didn't have them in your life would be garbage. If you didn't have them in your life, how would you eat? How would you sleep? How would you survive? A lot of times there are red flags there that we choose to ignore. And sometimes those red flags is the Father way of saying, take a step back, take a step back. Because this is not who I sent to you. And then there are a lot of times that the Father can send a person that's going through the same thing that you're going through, and then you guys are to build off of His foundation together, not the world. Like, when it's all said and done, we all have our demons in us. Just as we have a heart with love, we also have that side that's evil. It's in us. Good and bad is in us. Adam was good, then he turned bad. I'm going to say that he was just deceived, but he knew all the laws that was made, that was given to him. And then he allowed a woman to deceive him. He allowed Eve to deceive him because she allowed the devil to deceive her. So if you're hurting and then you're relying on another person that's hurting, no one's healed, everyone is hurting, so you're living in this space of confusion. And then you are putting all of your faith into this here person, this imperfect person that's not willing to grow, that's not willing to be held accountable, for his own or her own mistakes. And this is the person that you choose to rely on. So you already know that this person is broken. So if this person refuses to grow, why are you still investing your time? Why are you still investing your time? Sometimes all the warning signs are there,